Our other problem looks like this. 5 halves x minus 1 is equal to x plus 1/4. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to find our least common denominator. And our least common denominator, remember what that means. Least common denominator means what is the smallest number that both 2 and 4 will divide into. That's a 4 this time. So again, you can do one of two things. You can either show me that you're going to distribute the 4 to everything this way, or you can physically write it all down. I'm going to physically write it all down again. So that would be 4 over 1, my little spirit 1, times 5 halves x minus 1 over 1, okay, times my 4 over my spirit 1 is equal to, this x has an understood 1 as a coefficient, so that would be 1 over 1 times, oh, let me write that reversed. So 4 over my spirit 1 times 1 over 1 plus 1/4 times 4 over 1. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, remember this is distributive property. So what I did was I just did 4 times this, 4 times this, 4 times this, 4 times this. That's where people run into problems, is because they remember to distribute the 4 to the 5 halves x and to the 1/4 because they automatically have a common denominator. People typically forget to distribute the 4 to the 2 pieces that don't have a denominator physically written there. So let's just make sure that we double check ourselves on that part. All right, now let's do our reducing. 2 divides into 2 once, 2 divides into 4 twice, so that leaves me a 2 times a 5x, okay? Minus, nothing over here reduces, so I just have 4 times 1, so I have negative 1 times 4, and that's equal to, nothing over here reduces, so I have 4 times 1x there, and if you want to put a 1 in front of the x, you can totally do that, it doesn't make it wrong. And then here, 4 divides into 4 once, 4 divides into 4 once, so that leaves me a positive 1 times 1. Once you get to this step, again, what do you have to do? Get rid of those parentheses by doing our step of multiplication. So let's do that. So we have 2 times 5x is 10x. 1, which is a negative 1, times 4 gives me negative 4, is equal to 4 times 1x, which is 4x, and then 1 times 1 is 1. So I'm left with 10x minus 4 is equal to 4x plus 1. The last 2 steps that we have to do, letters on one side, numbers on the other. Now I'm going to move my 4x to the left by doing the opposite, which is subtraction. So I'm going to subtract my 4x over here. So that's going to leave me with 6x. I'm going to bring my negative 4 down because I haven't used it yet. 4x minus 4x, those add to be 0, so I'm just going to cross those off. And then I'm going to carry this up here so that you can see me finish working the problem. It's kind of low. 6x minus 4 is equal to 1. Now I'm going to finish doing this by moving my numbers to the right by doing the opposite. Move the 4. So that gives me 6x, I haven't used it yet, and is equal to 5. Now my last step is to do division because that's the opposite of multiplication. And I get my final answer, where can I write it? I'll write it up here. X is equal to 5 over 6. Now that's a proper fraction. Also, you cannot reduce that one, so we're just going to leave it 5 over 6. Remember, this is algebra, so not all our answers are going to come out to be nice, pretty numbers. Sometimes you have to deal with the fractions that were given. All right, thank you, and I'll see you in another slide.